been pulled out.
About to expire. Agent down. Rogue explosive seeker mine detected. Boost has expired. An agent needs assistance. Boost about to activate. Rogue explosive seeker mine detected.
The enemy can't keep.
Boost about to come online. Rogue explosive seeker mine detected. Rogue seeker mine detected. System activated. Rogue defender drone.
What's good, YouTube? Today I'm bringing y'all an all-around version of my hazard protection build. Before I get started, most of these pieces in this build, it's the same pieces that I've used in my old hazard protection build video. But like I said, this is an updated version, so everything that's needed for this build is actually what I'm using right now. But before I get started, for all the people that's new, first time checking out my channel, make sure to subscribe, like, comment. For all the people that's been subscribed, make sure you like and comment as well, and tell me y'all opinion on this build. If you try it out, whatever, just let me know what you think of it. But to keep things short and simple, let's check out what I'm running. So to get started with the specialization, I'm using demolition. To be specific, why I'm using demolition is because of the increased burn resistance by 20%. So pretty much I get extra 20% for burn resistance, which reaches the cap. So I'm pretty much maxed out on burn resistance. One thing I can say is you can use any specialization as well. So this build without this talent, I'm at 90%. So even though it's not fully immune, you'll probably get hit with burn resistance a little bit, but it's easy to come off you due to you having high burn resistance. But if you want to be completely immune, I suggest going with demolition because of this talent. Another reason why I'm using demolition is because of another talent. Group members gain 5% damage to the targets out of cover, which is the demolition tactical link. So for all the people that's using Fox Prayer knee pads, this helps them out. Another talent is brace for impact, which is ignore explosions can only trigger once every 60 seconds. So we all know about the shrapnels, we know about all of that, the sticky bomb. This talent is for those, to be specific. Another talent that I need to get used to that comes in handy with this build, crisis response. When armor is reduced to 0%, it refills all main weapon ammo. So let's say, I'm face taking somebody. I feel like I can take him out. If he decides to, or if he takes my armor down, this talent, it procs. So it gives me all my main weapon ammo, and pretty much he's done. That's where if face tanking. I don't really do too much face tanking, but if I decide to, this talent would definitely come in handy. But it's still a talent that I gotta get used to because I'm so used to people probably trying to down me, even though like I said I don't really have too much problem with this build. But in face taking situations, this is really good. Now you can use any other not demolition, any other specialization. Survivalist, firewall, those are the things I recommend the most. You can use gunner too if you want to for the armor on kill and stuff like that. It's all up to you. But those are the ones that I recommend the most. Now let's get into the build. So like I said, this is the full updated version of this build. Everything I have on here is what needs to be here. So I'm gonna just go, you know, one by everything, telling y'all why I'm using these specific pieces. Overall, what I was trying to go for was a build that is good for rushing, playing distance, being able to regen, have good damage. This is pretty much an all-around build. To start off with the guns, I'm using Lady Death. Lady Death is a good, you know, close quarter gun. I know a lot of people don't like it. You know, I like this gun because it serves its purpose, but it's not a gun that I usually go for because I'm an AR guy. You know, I like SMGs too, but you know, I like ARs is you know, more. But anyways, I'm using the Lady Death for close quarter combat. As we all know, the core attributes, SMG damage, crit chance, damage to armor, all maxed out. But what makes this gun very special is breathe free. When moving, you gain 4 stacks per second, or 8 stacks if sprinting. The stack goes up to 32 stacks total. So, you know, I'm always moving, you know, running around, zigzagging, you know, stuff like that. The talents, I mean, not the talent, the stack always goes up. It always going up for me. So I don't have too much problem with that. I'm pretty sure nobody else does, but we all know when you move around, you get that 32 stat. And then each round fire consumes a stack, amplifying your damage by 75%. So pretty much all those stacks you have, you just release it on somebody. You know, it's like taking your anger out on somebody, man. But that's mainly why I use this talent, is for the weapon damage. But what serves another good value is the second part, the third part. Kills grant 20% movement speed for 10 seconds. So in those situations, let's say, you know, I'm in a dark zone, find tons of people, AI is coming my way. I need to hit an AI. This talent is fully activated. So I need to, you know, get out of a situation quick, or if I, you know, kill somebody, you know, pretty much I'm out of there. I'm zigzagging on somebody, doing whatever. This whole talent right here is really good for this gun, and it helps really good with this build. To my secondary, I have the FAL. FAL is A. The reason I'm using the FAL over any gun is because the total damage. Now don't get confused by this 96.2 because this is just open world damage. This isn't specifically, you know, PvP damage. You know, assault rifle health damage, damage to targets out of cover. I'm using Insync. Now for all, you know, people who don't like the shields and stuff like that, you know, if you don't want to use a shield, go for Optimus. You know, that's another talent I recommend. But with Insync, I'm using it because, you know, using a skill or damaging an enemy with the skill grants 50% weapon damage. That talent is really good, but damage increase are double while both buffs are active at the same time. I'm using the gun, I'm using shield, you know, my damage is up even more, which I think is like 30% if I'm not mistaken. So that's mainly why I'm using Insync, because I'm using the shield with it. Yeah, it's nothing really special besides, you know, the gun, you know, just the base damage on it. Now as far as the build pieces, I start off with Seska. First piece, Seska, gives you critical hit chance, which is needed for this build because, like I said, I want it to have damage. Core attribute is armor, maxed out with the attributes of critical hit damage and hazard protection, with the gear mod slot of bleed resistance. As far as the second piece, I went for hazard protection because, like I said, this is a hazard protection build, so I need as much hazard protection as I can. So the core attributes, 15% weapon damage with critical hit damage and hazard protection. As far as the talent areas, I have the Yaw gear backpack. The reason I'm using one Yaw piece is for hazard protection. Once again, this is an all-around hazard protection build. The main thing I was trying to do was get the hazard protection I need first before I started focusing on everything else. Core attribute is armor, attribute hazard protection, and critical hit damage. The gear mod of critical hit damage as well. I went for a lot of critical hit damage on this build because I'm using the SMG. So, you know, with the SMG, you need a lot of critical hit damage because with critical hit chance, it's really easy to get for the SMGs due to the fact that you have 21% already on the gun. And also, I think with my pieces on my SMG already, I have a lot of critical hit chance or, you know, critical hit damage as well. So just keep that in mind. As far as the talent, Adrenaline Rush. Whenever you're within 10 meters of an enemy, you gain 20% bonus armor for 5 seconds. It stacks up 3 times, and the cooldown is 5 seconds. The reason I'm using Bellstone is because I want to have armor regen. So when I got to a point where I got really comfortable with the hazard protection that I needed, I decided to focus on armor regen. I need to see what can I do to get my armor to come back, because I know in conflict, when I don't have med kits, I need some help with, my armor. My armor is going to be low. I don't want to be a walking duck, or a sin duck, you know what I'm saying? So I just need a way to get my armor back. That's why I'm using One Piece Bellstone specifically for the armor regen, which gives you 1%. The core attribute is armor, and the attributes hazard protection, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage. And like I said, intimidate to complement adrenaline rush. While you have bonus armor, it amplifies total weapon damage by 35% to enemies within 10 meters. As far as the holster, I'm using Grupo. One Piece Grupo gives me critical hit damage, 15%. Core attribute is armor, and the attributes is critical hit damage and hazard protection. As far as the knee pads, I upgraded. These are the actual knee pads that need to be put on this build, which is the name Murakami, the Emperor's Guard. What Emperor's Guards give you? One Piece, 20% skill duration. It comes in handy in certain situations. Core attribute, it was skill tier. I went weapon damage because I wanted to be balanced with the armor. So as you see, I'm using 2-4, the 2-4 type of style. So I have 2 reds, 4 blues. When everything's maxed out, I should be at 1.5 million armor. As far as these knee pads, it comes with the attribute armor regen and hazard protection. But as far as the stats, for the Lady Depth, PvP stats is 23,419 PvP weapon damage. This is not even with the talents active, so the weapon damage is going to be higher. As far as crit chance and critical hit damage, 56.6 critical hit chance with 128.7% critical hit damage. As far as the AR, PvP weapon damage is 38,460 with the critical hit chance of 40.6, along with 123.7% critical hit damage.